Welcome to Running. I'm reporter Daisha Eaton with the 2014 Anchorage School Board candidates. Tonight we'll meet the candidates for seats C and D, which will be on the April 1st municipal ballot. The candidates for seat C are Pat Higgins, Liz Ross, and Dean Williams. Cameron Perez-Verdia and Dawn Smith are running for seat D. Tonight we'll hear from each candidate independently. Our program will be an interview format, which will begin after the candidate's opening statement. We begin with Pat Higgins, candidate for seat C. Mr. Higgins, your opening statement, please.
Thank you. My name is Pat Higgins. I am the incumbent to seat C. I was first elected in 2008, so I've been on the school board for 6 years. I'll start by saying thanks to KAKM for providing this format. It's been a great benefit to the public, I know, and I appreciate the opportunity. When I decided to run 6 years ago on the school board, I ran because graduation rates were close to 60%. Dropout rates were close to 6%. There was concerns about administrative cost, and career technology was a low priority. The district had built 2 high schools, major high schools, Eagle River and South, without adding any construction academy for career technology. Everything was college focused. And I had a lot of concerns, but my biggest concern was that the district had a view that slow and steady was acceptable. And so my experience is 30 years background in human resources, usually in a top senior management team position and a change manager. And so I was uncomfortable with that. A lot has happened in the last 6 years. I remember in 2010 I put forth 8 directives that the board adopted. 2 of those changed the way we do career technology. Rather than doing bonds based only upon facility, we now base it upon educational impact. So that allowed us to expand career technology. We changed the way we do budgets so that we identify the educational outcome component so that we can measure and hold people accountable. We measure the outcomes in classrooms so that we know whether or not children are advancing academically a full year every year in math and in language. We also address the issue of everyday math. That was a big concern. Our educational scores were not doing well, and it was attributed by teachers and principals to everyday math, heavy language focus when we have a very diverse population. And so we brought in a study with the Council of Great City Schools. They recommended a change, and we've adopted Go Math, which has been very positive. We've gotten some positive outcomes of all the efforts that we've done. Graduation rates have gone from low 60s, I think the 5-year cohort is 79.6%, so right at 80% when you count those that would continue on. That's a huge jump. The dropout rate is down 30%. We cut administrative costs every year for 6 years. In career technology, we're cutting ground this summer on the new facility at West that will be used not only for the kids at West, but other kids in the district. And we'll tie that in with businesses and with the state so that the facility will be used in hours other than during school. So we have a lot going on, and there's still a lot of challenges we're facing.
So, as you said, you've been on the school board for many years. I think you said six years. Why are you running again right now?
It's a good question because it has been a very time-consuming, difficult, but it's also been rewarding. There were some real changes I want to bring about still in the district. As head of the audit committee, I played a key role in management reviews of the different programs. There were some programs still that need to be under review. In the fall, I've proposed a couple of changes. One is to expand the optional programs more into all the elementary schools, the neighborhood schools. It's very easy to adopt a Montessori program and put just 2 classrooms, since Montessori combines 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade, and 2 classrooms could be located in different locations. We have a long waiting list. I saw that. I know that transportation is not viable, and we're not meeting the public demands with that. And so that was a concern. I'm concerned about other areas that we can still do. We need to do energy efficiency within the school district. We can cut a couple of $1 million of cost just by the way that we run the electricity. So, I mean, if we cut everything on all at the same time, you pay lots more money. I didn't realize that. But we've also got a study out there recommending about $15 million with energy efficiency that probably has a payback less than 7 years. We can save $2 million a year right there on the operating expenses. We can fund it through different sources. There are changes. But the biggest is the academic aspect. We are adopting the new Common Core state standards. Our standards in Alaska have lagged behind the lower 48. Now we're going to catch up completely, and it's going to put it much higher. Our academic scores are not achieving everything we need to do. That's probably we've got the graduation rates up, and if we keep it up, we'll get to 90% in 2020, but we've got to bring the academic scores up. We're focused more upon elementary with response to instructions. We're focused on the middle school if we can maintain it, and high school as well.
As you know, the school district has been forced to cut $23 million from its budget this year, and it's been 25 the year before, and just for several years this has been going on. Are you happy with your response as a board, or do you want to try to do things differently in the next year if you're elected?
What's interesting, this year the public is really tuned in to the budget, and they weren't the last 3 years. And you might ask why, and I think it's because the district and the board did everything possible to keep it out of the classroom. Last year we had a $25 million cut, and we actually increased the number of teachers. So we have cut more outside the classroom than any place else. And I think that has kept it down, the public reaction to what's going on. We haven't cut electives. We have cut things like summer school for high school students. 30% were going year-round. We had 19% academic improvement for the elementary kids that were going, so we were catching them early. And we've had to lose special education teacher assistants, graduation coaches, and CTE counselors. But what we haven't done in the past 3 years is use that as an excuse to attack the classrooms, and we have kept it away from that. I'm not happy with the funding we are right now. I was asked when I was in Juneau lobbying for additional base student allocation by a senator, are we prepared to cut $100 million over the next 5 years? My response to that is no, we aren't preparing for that, but I can tell you what it will involve. We will be closing schools. We will be consolidating them, and we will be cutting down walls, because one of the problems is we have a limited number of seats that we can fit in the classroom. The classroom sizes are going to continue to grow, and this year there's a big jump. But in the next 2 years, the types of jumps that we're seeing, we don't have the capacity, and the classrooms are not built to have that many chairs, so we are going to take a huge cut. We are moving forward. We're getting tremendous results. I mean, 60 to 80% graduation rates. Look at the cost per student that's graduating. It's going way down. But now we're moving in the opposite direction. It's going to be difficult.
So Governor Parnell has proposed raising the base student allocation, but only by about $85 over 3 years. It's a step toward getting ASD financially on solid ground, but is it enough in your opinion? No,
we need $250 this year alone in order to avoid the cuts that we have. $400 in order to add back the summer school and the middle and some of the other changes that have gone on, and then we need $125 every year thereafter. Governor Parnell has proposed $85 this year and even less the next 2 years. Is all we're looking at. We're not trying to grow the budget, we're just trying to maintain it. There's an inflationary factor here. Governor Parnell has said there would be extra money, but only if it doesn't go to public schools. And I think that says it all. We're looking to try to make the public schools the best they can. We get a lot of positive outcomes out of the public schools, but there was a lack of interest in funding it right now by Governor Parnell, and the legislature for the last 3 years has done nothing, not a single dollar.
What do you think the BSA should be, if you could decide?
I think this year it needs to go up $400 so that we can recapture and maintain the momentum we've gotten. How much is it worth to the community to have a 90% graduation rate? How much is it worth to the businesses to have a well-educated and a well-prepared students coming out of high school? We are still having remedial classes taken by graduates out of high school when they enter college. We are going to raise those standards. We're going to reach it, and we're going to get the graduates out there. We know that when we increase graduation rates, we reduce prison populations in the future. We know when we raise it, we raise the average income. And it's all about kids. What can you do better than invest in the future, than invest in the next generation? I think not doing that is a tremendous disservice.
What about inflation-proofing the BSA? That's been a suggestion. Do you support that, and do you plan, if you're reelected, to try to make that happen?
I'm advocating for it now. I'm working with parent groups. I'm working, and I've been to Juneau lobbying. I believe you have to inflation-proof. If we get a $250 increase this year and we don't get an increase the next 2 years, how do we add back summer school for just one summer? It's very cost ineffective to do that. It costs very costly, and why would we want to do something like that? We have to have something to plan on to bring in new programs. So the inflation proofing is critical. We're not asking for a lot out there, but we need solid and dependable public education funding.
A big cost driver for the district has been personnel costs, specifically health benefits. They've been going up by huge amounts every year. Given that, what are your ideas for controlling and managing rising personnel costs?
The big factor, if you look over the cost, is not the wages, it's not the other areas. There are two factors. One is a retirement cost from the 1990s that we have no control over. The state gives us $100 million on paper, takes it back, puts it into the account, we never see it. So it really isn't even there. The other one is healthcare, and 3 weeks ago we had a group come in and actually gave us a resolution that we supported dealing with healthcare. Healthcare is not an issue just with the school district. Every private and public sector employer in Alaska is struggling with healthcare. We are higher than any other state in the country. We have a higher percentage, we have a higher inflationary rate in healthcare. When you got 9% average increase for the last 5 years in healthcare, that is unsustainable. We have got to find a way to handle that. Other places have done more. We're proposing it. We're working with private sector and public sector employers to come out with proposals. We've given that to the legislature. We're asking for them to help us in that area because we don't, as an individual employer, have control over that.
As the largest district in the state, should ASD have more control over their budget? Because they don't have a whole lot of control over it, right?
Well, we don't have control over our revenues is the better way of putting it.
How much money you get.
I think that's the biggest issue that's out there. And you know, I have not really focused on whether or not the state, you know, whether we should be an independent taxing district. In my opinion, the state has the obligation to fund public education. I don't want to shift that. They're shifting more and more. Look at the change that they're doing. But I think the state has that in the Constitution. I think they deserve it. It shouldn't be shifted to local taxpayers. So I don't really favor that. I do, on the state level, what they've done is not give us student-based allocation, but they'll give us money for a stadium, they'll give us money to fix up the building, and then they'll leave the classrooms empty because they cut the money for teachers. So I do think they should give us control over the base student allocation and not put the money and not tell us how it has to be spent.
Real quick, you talked about the Common Core standards, which were adopted in 2012, a little earlier. We're just starting to see how those are working out. How do you feel they're working out?
I think they're working out great. I spent June at the academy with teachers. They were excited about it. They felt focused. They were coming out with plans in order to adopt it and to make sure that kids, when they transfer from school to school, are going to be ready. We have more than 1 out of every 4 kids in our school that started school this year in August will end up in a different school. The type of having that continuity there is going to be great. The higher standards, teachers are going to be working for it. I'm confident that we set the standards, the kids are going to make it, and I know the teachers are dedicated behind it.
Over the past few years, we've seen graduation rates just slightly going up and dropout rates starting to go down. And the district's been working at this a long time. What do you attribute this to, and how do we keep it going?
Well, I don't know if it's just been going up a little bit. I think 63% to 79.6 is a little bit more than a little bit. And 30% dropout rate reduction is a pretty big jump. When I first came on the board, the graduation rates, they were focused on 1 or 2% per year, and it just wasn't, from my standpoint, acceptable. Dropout rates, they couldn't tell you where the kids were going. Today, we can. We can tell you where the kids are at. We can tell you what's going on. I think it's become a focus of the district, and that's why we're being successful.
Thank you. Once again, that was Pat Higgins, candidate for School Board Seat C.